final flower image has 10 flower patterns. This is a flower pattern. Okay. And the definition or procedure for drawing the flower pattern is from lines number 10 up to number 18. Now, before we draw the flower, number 9 is very important. I first change the direction of the turtle 54 degrees to the left. The 0, 0 is right here on the rectangular coordinate plane. The original direction of the turtle is like this. But I want to start drawing at this point here, at that point there. So what I need to do is turn the turtle 54 degrees to the left. So it's gonna be like this. And this is 54 degrees to the left. You might be wondering why it's 54. I drew here the pentagon inside the flower pattern. And remember that each interior angle of the pentagon is 72 degrees. So this is 72 degrees. In the same manner that this one here is 72 degrees. Now, imagine a circle being drawn inside the pentagon. For example, from this point here, let me generate a circle like that. Okay, I can generate a circle like that. I'm continuing with the circle. Okay, circle. Now, this portion here is actually an arc corresponding to an interior angle which is 72 degrees. But what is the angular measurement from this point here? For example, from this point here up to this point here. So let me generate that circle here. The arc, I mean. Okay, the arc is like that. Since this arc here corresponds to 72, and since there is a semicircle from this point up to this point here, so what we'll have from this point here up to this point here is an arc corresponding to 180 degrees. If this one is 72 degrees, then from this point here up to this point here should be 54. In the same manner, from this point here up to this point here should be 54 also. That's the reason I have 54 degrees here. Okay, so after command number 9, I go to command number 19. Lines number 10 up to 18 is just the procedure for drawing flower pattern. But what I'm gonna have in the final image, remember, is 10. Look at this number 10 in the range. 10 of the flower patterns. The first thing I have to do is I subtract 12 points from the x. I define the x in number 6 as the radius of the petal. Okay, and there are 5 petals, as you can see. So since the initial x is 10, so the first x that I will use for the drawing is gonna be 10 plus 12, which is 22. Now, the G here in line number 21 corresponds to the 255 or the green initial 255 points in the RGB format. What I'm going to do with the green is I'm going to subtract 25 from that. Okay, and what color do we have incidentally for the first flower? I will explain that a bit later on. Well, anyway, for number 22, I will now draw the flower. This is calling the flower function, which we see in number 10 up to number 18. This is the flower function. Okay, let me start now. Remember that I have already turned my turtle 54 degrees to the left in line number 9. Okay, and then for when we call in the function flower x, we go to number 10. I am going to draw 5 petals, and then I will raise my pen up so that I don't generate any line when I move the turtle. And then I go to 0, 0. The 0, 0 is on the right portion of the screen. And then I go forward X units. So I'm going forward. Initially, this is 22 units. 22 initially. So look at the right side of the screen. So I'm starting with 0, 0. And then I'm going forward. Okay, with the um, dotted line here. And then I end up here. Let me check that again. Okay, and then the direction of the turtle is okay, like that. And then I put my pen down to prepare in the drawing of the first of the 5 petals. Now, what is the color of the petal? Look at the color. It is 2554 red. The G at this point, it has become 255 minus 25. Look at number 21. This has become a 255 minus 25. This has become 230. If the numbers that we have, let's go up to number 16. If the numbers that we have in the RGB are 255 for R, 230 for the G, and 0 for the blue, this is going to be yellow. Yellow. Okay. As you can see, the color of the flower pattern here is yellow. And then I draw an arc. This is an arc. The radius of the arc is 0.727 times the x, which is 22. You might be wondering why this is 0.727. This is computed using trigonometry. Just in case you want to know more about the 0.727, please write in the comment section, and then I will share it with you. And then the 252 here is the angle of generation of the arc so that we can have the first petal here on the right side of the screen. Now, since this is 5 here, look at line number 11. The steps here will be repeated for the second petal, for the third petal, for the fourth, and then for the fifth. Once we are done with one flower pattern, we go back to number 19. Remember, we are drawing 10 flower patterns, so we make the X longer so that we can have a bigger flower pattern the second time around. And we make the G weaker so that we can make the red stronger and stronger as we go along until we have the 10th flower pattern. and we are done with our image. The 10th flower pattern is going to be red, while the center of the flower is going to be yellow. Now this is how the image is generated.